Live from Studio 7E in Rockefeller Center, this is Weekend Today in New York.
Well, Valentine's Day just passed, and if you're looking for love in a relationship, finding that special someone is tricky. But what makes it even harder is finding your financial Mr. or Mrs. Right.
But there are certain steps you must do before you say I do. So says Rodeny Anderson, business expert and author of Credit 911. He stopped by to give us some advice. Good morning, Rodeny.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming in, sharing your advice.
Well, it's great to be here.
Well, okay, so it's not the most romantic thing, but before any couple says I do, they need to disclose their financial secrets. You say.
Absolutely. Over 50% of marriages end in divorce. First-time marriages, that is. 75% of second-time marriages end in divorce. And people walk in with financial baggage. And what happens is secrets in a marriage are a big red flag, especially financial secrets.
So it's kind of you show me your bill, and you show me your bill, I'll show you mine.
That's right.
So you kind of have to make it fun in some way.
Yeah, I mean, it's when people are dating, they find it really tough to talk about money. And I call it the money talk. And because they're afraid of busting the romantic bubble, or they're afraid of what they're going to find. But I see people every day, for example, Cindy. Cindy buys a house, she's single by herself. And all of a sudden, she comes back to refinance when rates drop. Cindy's married. Well, in her state, she was in a community property state. Would you like to put your husband on the loan? No, he's got some credit issues. All of a sudden, he has to be on the deed of trust. Cindy comes back in about a year later to refinance because rates drop again. All of a sudden, Cindy can't refinance because her new husband has a $54,000 child support judgment on children that she didn't even know about. So these are the things that people just don't have a clue. And when you look at a credit report, you're looking for public records. You're looking for child support judgments. You're looking for tax liens. You're looking for bankruptcies. You're looking for everything.
Yeah, you feel like you know who you're marrying, but you might not. And you have a number of tips of things you should really do and discuss before you decide to commit the rest of your life to somebody. And one of those is reviewing the credit reports, which you touched on.
You pull a joint credit report. And the reason for that, you want to make sure, number one, their bills are being paid on time. If they can't pay their bills currently on time, how are they going to pay the rent? How are they going to pay the mortgage payment? But you want to look for those public records. The second thing you want to do is you want to review the last 6 months of bank statements. You want to make sure his paycheck is actually going into the bank, and if there are any overdrafts or bounce checks on there, you want to know what's going on in their financial life. You want to go through their last 6 months of credit card statements to make sure that their balances aren't going up and the minimum payments are being made. All
right, you're also talking about disclosing consigned debts. What about having a joint bank account?
Well, you in most cases, you want to have a joint bank account, but I recommend individual accounts if there's been some issues in the past. You don't want to combine your accounts, especially if there's IRS tax liens, because those tax liens can all of a sudden start levying your account, and your money can disappear real quick.
And it's also important to designate one of you as the CFO of the house.
Absolutely. You want to make sure the bills are being paid on time, and that's the person that is the one that's financially responsible. In my household, it's my wife. She takes care of all of our bills, but we also have meetings about once every week just to go through the bank account, go through what's being paid, what's coming in the future, and where we need to put an emphasis on our money. Okay, we're running out of time already, but say you're already married and you haven't really done this yet. What's your advice to those people quickly? Start doing it right away. You go to annualcreditreport.com. It's a government website. It's free. Pull your credit reports, go through to make sure there's not small mistakes on there, go through to make sure that your partner or your spouse is not hiding things from you. I see people walk into my office every single day that the wife has credit card debt that the husband doesn't know about, or the husband has, for example, a piece of jewelry on there that wasn't for his wife. Okay, and even be honest with yourself. Don't keep your head in the sand. You have to take care of these issues and talk about them, even if it's uncomfortable. I want people to be honest with each other. They just got to open up, tell each other what they're doing financially, and you'll have a better marriage. And I want people to be able to find the Mr. or Mrs. Financial Right. All right, the book is Credit 911. Rodeny Anderson. Go to RodnyAnderson.com for more information. Thanks for chatting with us. Thank you. And from money to Muppets, coming up, we do have the Muppets in the house. Look at them. They're going to perform a great number for us. You don't want to miss that.